Let me begin by saying this. If you don't resonate with the idea of being a chosen one, this video might be a challenging watch. Why? Because what I'm about to reveal isn't something everyone can grasp or relate to. It's not for the masses, and that's perfectly fine. But if you've ever felt like you're just a bit out of place, like there's something profound within you that the world overlooks, then this video is meant for you. The truth is, not everyone is selected to walk the path of the chosen. It's a demanding journey, one that not many would willingly choose for themselves. Yet, if you're still present and still listening, I have a feeling that my words will resonate with you in a way nothing else ever has. This isn't merely about feeling unique. It's about acknowledging, deep within, that you are indeed different. God has imbued something extraordinary within you, and here's the reality. Once you recognize that you carry this divine sign, there's no turning back. You'll start to perceive the world through an entirely new lens, understanding why you've always felt set apart. So, if you're prepared to uncover the truth about what it means to be chosen, what it genuinely signifies to carry this rare spiritual emblem, then stay with me. If my message brings discomfort or is challenging to sit through, that could simply signify that this journey isn't meant for you. Only the chosen ones will understand. So, what does it truly mean to be chosen? It's not about being superior to anyone else, nor is it an exclusive club. Being chosen signifies that God has set you apart for a specific purpose. It's as straightforward as that. It's not about fame, status, or acknowledgement. Rather, it revolves around aligning with God's plan for your life. You might not have sought this path, and honestly, it can sometimes feel like a heavy burden to carry. But here's the beautiful truth. Being chosen means you possess a purpose greater than you could ever envision. God has recognized something within you, something He can use to illuminate the world, and He is beckoning you to embrace that calling. Perhaps you've sensed this for years, a nagging feeling that you're different. You observe the world through a distinct perspective, feeling emotions profoundly. You may have felt misunderstood by those around you, as if no one truly comprehends your experiences. Let me assure you that feeling isn't coincidental. Being chosen often encompasses a sense of being a bit out of place in a world where you weren't meant to blend in. God has set you apart for a higher calling, and while it may feel lonely at times, it also serves as a reminder that He has something uniquely designed for your life. You're on a distinct pathway, and it's perfectly fine. In fact, it's more than fine. It's precisely where you are meant to be. The journey might be arduous, but the destination is divine. Let's take a moment to reflect on the story of David. In 1 Samuel 16:7, God reminds us, "The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." When Samuel was tasked with anointing the next king of Israel, David wasn't even considered by his own kin. He was out tending sheep while everyone else assumed that his older brothers were the chosen ones. Yet, God perceived something distinct in David, something unseen by others. It wasn't about David's appearance or his origins, it was about his heart. God chose David because He understood what lay within him, and that's precisely how God views you. He isn't concerned with your past, your mistakes, or what others portray you to be. He sees your heart and knows exactly why He has called you to embark on this unique journey. Now, let's delve into something significant. The sign that only the chosen carry. It's not something visible on your skin or a mark for others to identify, it's far deeper than that. This sign is spiritual, inherently tied to the essence of your soul. It's not a physical trademark, but rather a divine light that God has placed within you. This light shines radiantly, even if you can't always perceive it yourself. It distinguishes you, and believe me, others can sense it too. People may be drawn to you, or, at times, feel uncomfortable in your presence, often without comprehending why. That's the extraordinary influence of this sign. It's not something to flaunt, but it's impossible to conceal. It's a spiritual presence, a calling resting upon your life, marking you as one of God's chosen. So, how does this sign manifest in your life? It reveals itself in the manner you traverse the world. Chosen ones often embody a quiet strength, a calmness amidst turmoil that others simply don't possess. People may seek your counsel, not because you have all the answers, but because there's an essence about your spirit that reassures them. It's as if they can sense your connection to something larger, something divine. You may navigate through the chaos, focusing on what truly matters, or perhaps you regularly experience an intuition that defies explanation. This is your sign, a gift from God, equipping you for the unique path laid out ahead. You may not always grasp its significance, but trust me, this sign is a beautiful blessing. Jesus illuminated this very concept in Matthew 5:14, where he states, "You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden." That's precisely who you are, a beacon in a world often shrouded in darkness. You didn't elect to carry this light. God bestowed it upon you, and because of this, it can never be concealed. People will observe it, sometimes without even realizing why they feel drawn to you. And while some may embrace it, others might feel uneasy in your presence. Your light reveals aspects of themselves they'd prefer to keep hidden. But don't be disheartened. Jesus himself assures us that this is precisely how it's intended to be. Your light, this spiritual sign, is meant to shine even in challenging times, for you've been set apart to share God's light in this world. And that is something truly magnificent. One of the first traits that stand out in a chosen one is spiritual insight. You perceive the world through a distinct lens. While many only see what is apparent, you can sense deeper truths, experiences that transcend the surface. It's almost as if you possess an inherent radar for spiritual matters. You might discover that you understand things that others overlook, be it relationships, situations, or even the broader world. This isn't knowledge you've acquired through study. It is a divine gift from God, meant to guide you and those around you. Consider Joseph from the Bible. God imparted dreams and visions to him that no one could comprehend at the time, but those insights were intended to prepare him for an extraordinary future. Your spiritual insight operates in the same fashion. God's method of preparing you for what lies ahead. Another defining feature of a chosen one is a heart filled with compassion. You feel deeply for others, even for those you may not know personally. When someone is in pain, it's as if you can almost experience their distress. This is not a weakness, it's a reflection of Christ's heart within you. Jesus was moved with compassion when he gazed upon the multitudes, and as his chosen one, you embody that same love for others. You may find yourself compelled to comfort or guide individuals, even amidst your own challenges. This is an integral part of your mission, to serve as a vessel of God's love in an often cold and indifferent world. Your compassion is not something that can be easily switched off, nor should it be. It's a key element of the light you carry. As Ephesians 4:32 encourages us, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. Your compassion mirrors Christ's love. Chosen ones frequently encounter more trials than others, and this is no coincidence. If you've perceived that your life is peppered with additional challenges, it's because God is preparing you for something significant. But here's the reassuring part. God doesn't leave you unprepared. One of the distinctive marks of a chosen one is resilience. You possess the ability to navigate storms, bounce back from hardships, and persevere. even when the odds seem insurmountable. It's not that you are inherently stronger than those around you. It's that God is alongside you, guiding you through every trial. Romans 8:28 reassures us that, in all things, God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Your struggles are not arbitrary. They are components of a larger plan, shaping you into the person He has summoned you to be. Your resilience stands as a testament to the strength of God in your life. Lastly, one of the most defining aspects of a chosen one is a profound sense of purpose. Even if the details aren't always clear, you likely have long sensed that you are here for something greater. That's because God has placed a calling upon your life. Deep down, you are aware of this. This sense of purpose may manifest as a gentle nudge or sometimes as a loud proclamation, reminding you of the significance of your mission. You may not always possess clarity on your next step, but you do feel led towards it. Chosen ones are often driven by an intrinsic conviction, an understanding that they are part of a greater narrative than themselves. This is God's way of ensuring you remain concentrated on His plan for you. Recall 1 Peter 4:10, which emphasizes, "Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms." Your purpose is intricately tied to your service to God and those around you. Now, you may find yourself wondering how to determine whether you carry this sign in your life. The first step is to pause and reflect. Think back on the moments when you felt set apart, or recognize the characteristics you resonate with. If you find yourself nodding along in comprehension or feeling that stirring in your heart, you might very well be among the chosen. Join us here at Chosen One Sanctuary, where we delve deeper into this amazing journey together. Remember, you are never alone on this path. We're here to support each other as God unveils your unique purpose. You carry a light within you, and it's time to let it shine brightly. Thank you for joining me today, and don't forget to explore more at Chosen One Sanctuary. Have you ever experienced moments in your life when you felt different? As if you stood apart from those around you without even trying? Maybe you've discovered that you comprehend things on a profound level, or you feel a sense of purpose that extends beyond your own existence. Perhaps you've encountered struggles and challenges that others seem to navigate with ease, yet somehow you always find the resilience to rise again. These are no mere coincidences. They are signs that God is at work in your life. The fact that you're here listening to this message could be part of that divine journey. It's not about perfection. It's about being open to God's movement within you. So, if you've sensed that gentle tug in your spirit, it's worthwhile to pay attention. Take a moment to reflect on the story of Joseph. He was one of the most misunderstood individuals in his family, the youngest of his brothers, consistently facing jealousy, rejection, and betrayal. Yet, God bestowed upon him dreams and visions, revealing a greater purpose. In Genesis 37, we find that Joseph's brothers conspired against him, throwing him into a pit and selling him into slavery. Despite these trials, Joseph clung to the promise God had placed in his heart. Years later, he emerged as a leader in Egypt, used by God to save countless lives, including those of the very brothers who betrayed him. Joseph's hardships were never random. Each challenge was part of God's perfect plan to elevate him toward fulfilling his purpose. This could very well hold true for you too. The struggles you encounter may just be stepping stones in a larger, unfolding narrative. If you resonate with these signs in your own existence, allow me to encourage you to trust in God's process. It's not always simple. There will definitely be moments of loneliness and overwhelm, but remember, God has set you apart for a specific reason. The trials you endure are not designed to break you, but to mold you. Just like Joseph, you may not currently see the entire picture, but God does. He knows precisely what He is doing, using every situation and each trial to prepare you for something extraordinary. Don't abandon your journey just because the path becomes difficult. In fact, it's often during these challenging times that you receive the clearest evidence that you are indeed on the right course. Keep trusting, keep believing, and understand that God's plan for your life is unfolding just as it should. Let's be honest, being chosen frequently entails walking a solitary road. This isn't a popular topic, but it's a reality. If you've ever felt like an outsider, even when surrounded by people, you are not alone in that sentiment. Many chosen ones experience profound feelings of isolation, not because there's something wrong with them, but because their calling distinguishes them uniquely. You might find that you don't fit into the molds around you. Your values may contrast with those held by others. This can feel isolating and difficult. However, isolation isn't a punishment. It's part of the preparation process. God sometimes utilizes these seasons of separation to draw you closer to Him, equipping you for the purpose He has set for your life. If you're feeling alone, know that you are in good company. Many powerful figures in the Bible faced profound loneliness as part of their journeys. Think of Moses, who spent 40 years in the desert before being called to lead his people, or Elijah, who after performing miraculous deeds, fled into the wilderness feeling utterly alone. In those moments of solitude, it wasn't the end of their stories. It was an essential phase of preparation. God was shaping them in silence for something much greater. The same principle applies to you. Deuteronomy 31:6 reminds us to be strong and courageous, without fear, for the Lord our God is with us. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Even amidst periods of isolation, God is with you, preparing you for something monumental. It's easy to feel disheartened during lonely stretches. You might look around and wonder why this is happening to you, why you don't seem to be understood. But what if I told you that this isolation is a sign confirming that you are on the right path? Sometimes God removes us from certain situations or relationships so we can focus on Him and His purpose for our lives, not to wound us, but to help us grow. Remember, diamonds form under pressure and gold is purified in fire. You too are being refined. Your season of isolation is not the beginning of your story. It's simply where God is stripping away distractions to prepare you for what's next. Even if it doesn't feel that way right now, hold on to His promise. He is with you, even if it seems like no one else is. Being chosen is not merely about being set apart or bearing a special mark. It comes with great responsibility. When God places a calling upon you, He entrusts you with something significant, something meant to impact the lives around you. It's not solely about you. It's about what God desires to accomplish through you. And that is where the responsibility lies. You have been gifted, and with that gift comes a mission. Perhaps to serve others, to share love, or to instill hope where it is most needed. Whatever your mission is, it is not meant to be kept to yourself. In the parable of the talents, Jesus illustrates how each of us is given unique gifts by God, and it's our responsibility to utilize those gifts wisely. Hiding or burying them is not an option. You are called to be a light in this world, and that is a task that demands seriousness. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the weight of this responsibility, especially when you consider the enormity of God's plan. But here's the truth. God never burdens you beyond what you can bear. He is not asking you to change the entire world alone. He is simply calling you to be faithful in the little things, and He will take care of the rest. Start where you are. Maybe it's as straightforward as showing kindness to someone who is struggling, offering a word of encouragement, or using your gifts to bless others. Trust God to guide your steps. Matthew 5:16 instructs us to let our light shine before others, that they may see our good deeds and glorify our Father in heaven. Your responsibility isn't to carry the weight of the world, but to faithfully radiate the light that God has placed within you. Returning to the parable of the talents from Matthew 25:14-30, the story shares how a man entrusted his servants with different amounts of talents, or money, while he was away. 2 of the servants invested their talents sensibly, earning rewards upon the master's return, whereas one servant buried his talent out of fear and faced rebuke. The message is transparent. We are entrusted with gifts, talents, and responsibilities, and it's our duty to utilize them to glorify God. When we opt to ignore or bury those gifts, we're not merely hiding something small. We're actively holding ourselves back from fulfilling the purpose God has laid out for us. Don't be shy about stepping into faith. God has equipped you for this journey. Your duty is to respond to His calling, and He will manage the rest. As a chosen one, you may likely confront difficulties that others may never quite grasp. One of the fiercest battles you may face is spiritual warfare. This topic might not be commonly discussed, but it is indeed real. The enemy knows you have been set apart, that you carry something powerful, which makes you a target. You may perceive that when you draw closer to your purpose, everything suddenly seems to go awry, affecting your relationships, health, or even your emotional and mental state. The enemy will try to deter you, making you question your calling, your worth, and even God's plan for your life. But remember the truth. No matter what the enemy throws your way, he cannot thwart what God has initiated. Ephesians 6:12 reminds us that our struggle isn't against flesh and blood, but against rulers, authorities, and powers of a dark world, as well as spiritual forces in the heavenly realms. You are not alone in fighting these battles. God is with you every step of the journey. As challenges arise, and they surely will, it's easy to feel discouraged. You might ponder why, as a chosen one, you are enduring so many hardships. But each of these challenges is not designed to defeat you. Rather, they are intended to fortify you, to cultivate your faith, and to prepare you for the calling God has appointed for your life. Consider it a refining process. Just as gold is purified by fire, your character, faith, and resilience are being strengthened through these trials. Romans 5:3-4 expresses that we also rejoice in our sufferings, knowing that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope. God is molding you into someone capable of bearing the weight of your calling. While the path may be rough now, remember that every challenge is a step toward becoming the person God has created you to be. Even when the going gets tough, take heart. God has already promised you victory. John 16:33 assures us that in this world you will encounter trouble, but take heart. He has overcome the world. That is your source of reassurance. Jesus has already triumphed over every obstacle, every challenge, and every spiritual attack you will ever face. You're not battling for victory, you're fighting from a place of victory. This means that no matter how challenging circumstances become, no matter how often you encounter setbacks, there is hope. Keep pressing forward. God has a purpose for your life. You are significant in His grand design. You may stumble, but you're never truly defeated. God's purpose for your life is unstoppable. So, as challenges arise, remember, they're not the conclusion of your story. They're merely parts of your journey. Stay anchored in prayer. Fix your eyes upon God and trust that He is fighting on your behalf. The victory is already yours, and nothing can strip that away from you. If you're listening right now and thinking, "This resonates with me, I see these signs in my life," you may be wondering what steps to take next. The first step is to embrace your God-given purpose and accept that you are chosen for a remarkable reason. It can feel overwhelming or even intimidating. Yet remember, God does not make mistakes. He knows precisely why He has set you apart. Start by opening your heart to His plan. Dedicate time in prayer, asking God to unveil more of His purpose in your life. Be honest with Him about your fears and uncertainties. Feeling unsure is perfectly normal. What matters is that you're open to stepping forward. Just as Moses, who doubted his ability to lead yet trusted God's calling, you too can advance in faith. Trust that God will equip you with everything you need along your journey. Next, take practical steps to live out your calling. Deepen your relationship with God by carving out time each day to read the Bible and meditate on His Word. Let the Scriptures guide and inspire your life. Surround yourself with people who uplift and support you, be it friends, family, or a faith community that understands your journey. They can offer wisdom, accountability, and prayer support. Also, pay attention to the unique gifts and talents that God has placed within you. Perhaps you're a natural encourager, an artistic soul, or someone with a genuine desire to help others. Use these gifts to serve and uplift those around you. As stated in 1 Peter 4:10, each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Don't wait for the perfect moment or until you feel entirely ready. Start where you are and allow God to work through you. Remember, you're not traveling this path alone. Throughout the Bible, we discover stories of ordinary individuals called to accomplish extraordinary things because they were willing to say yes to God. Think of Esther, who took great risks to save her people, or David, who faced giants with just a sling and a stone. As Joshua 1:9 reminds us, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong, courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Take comfort in knowing that God walks alongside you every step of the way. Embrace your calling, take action, and witness how He moves in your life. Let's pause for a moment to reflect. This journey you're on won't always be easy, but it is undeniably worth it. Being chosen by God means traversing a path that may look different from those around you. There will be times when weariness sets in, when the road ahead appears uncertain, and when you might question if you are genuinely called. But let me assure you, God does not make mistakes. If He has chosen you, it is because He knows you possess everything needed to accomplish His purpose. The struggles you encounter are not meant to break you, they're there to build you up. Each challenge, each setback is preparing you for the greater things that God has in store. So don't give up, even when it seems like you're walking alone. Remember that God is ever present, guiding your steps and cheering you on throughout your journey. I understand how frustrating it can be when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. You may find yourself questioning why God seems to be taking His time, or why you haven't yet fully stepped into your calling. Trust this: God's timing is perfect. Isaiah 40:31 assures us, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint." God knows precisely when and how to move in your life, and at the right moment everything will fall into place. For now, remain steadfast, keep praying, keep serving, and keep trusting that God is orchestrating things behind the scenes in ways that you can't yet see. Remember, it is not about how swiftly you reach your destination. It's about becoming the person God designed you to be along the way. As you progress on this journey, hold fast to God's promises. He never guaranteed it would be easy, but He did promise that He would never abandon you. Isaiah 41:10 reminds us, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. You are chosen, you are loved, and God is with you every step of the way. Trust Him, rely on Him, and know that He has beautiful things planned for your life. Before we conclude, I want to encourage you to take a moment to reflect. Do you recognize these signs in your journey? How has God been guiding you as one of the chosen ones? I would love to hear your experiences, so feel free to share them in the comments below. If this message has touched your heart, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who might need this reminder today. And if you haven't yet, make sure to visit Chosen One Sanctuary so you don't miss out on future messages designed to encourage and uplift you along your spiritual journey. We are all in this together, and I am so thankful to stand alongside you. Thank you for being here, and always remember, God has a beautiful purpose for your life,